This is Miriam Raftery. I'm the editor at East County Magazine at eastcountymagazine.org. And our team is delighted to be out here in Anza-Borrego, where we're going to take you on a tour of the Anza-Borrego Desert State Park, the largest state park in California, and show you some of the many wonderful attractions in nearby Borrego Springs. This whole area is one of East County's hidden attractions. We hope you'll enjoy our tour.
So can you introduce yourself and how long you've been working for the Chamber?
Hi everyone, I'm Francoise Rhodes. I'm the Executive Director of the Borrego Springs Chamber of Commerce. I have been here for 2.5 years.
What are some of the top attractions at Anza-Borrego?
Out here, we are surrounded by the 600,000 acre Anza-Borrego Desert State Park. We also have the Goleta Meadows sky art sculptures where people come from around the world to see these metal sculptures that are spread throughout the land, that are spread throughout the area in Borrego Springs. They're all over the place. There's over 130 of them. We're also an international dark sky community, the first one in the United States and the second one in the world. We have shopping, resorts. We have resorts to fit any budget, from the small boutique to the large with the spas, fireplaces in the rooms, balconies. We have a lot going on here in Borrego Springs. It's also a wonderful place for people that love to bicycle. The cyclists come from all over as well, because we have miles and miles of trails for the desert cyclist, and then we have the hard surface streets. We have equestrian trails, so much camping and hiking and outdoors adventure. I mean, it's just really, it's a magical desert. We consider it it's called the desert, but in a lot of ways it doesn't feel like the desert.
What are some tips you have for visitors coming for the first time?
Well, if you're coming for the first time, you need to stop at the Borrego Springs Chamber of Commerce, because I'll tell you why. You can drive down Palm Canyon, which is our main street, and think that that's all there is. We have a mall, we have some shops and some restaurants, but the biggest mistake they make is the biggest mistake visitors to the area make is that they don't research just a tiny bit before they get here, so they know what there is to do, because there's so many things to do. Our season really kicks off in October with our 2-day Borrego Days Desert Festival event, which actually people come from all over again to enjoy this 2-day festival in Christmas Circle, which has live entertainment, a beer garden, kids zone, car show, all sorts of fun. And that starts, that is this year, October 22nd and 23rd. But that kicks up our season, which really runs till the end of April, a little bit into May. As soon as it starts heating up, people have to remember that we, again, are the desert. We get temperatures of 110 degrees or more in the summer, and you have to be really careful. Don't come out here because you go on a daily stroll and think you can go hike in the middle of the day. A lot of common sense is involved when it comes to the summertime.
And there's a wide variety of dining, shopping, and recreation.
Yes, we have all sorts of dining options here. We have the restaurants that are located in the resorts. We also have the restaurants that are located in the mall. We have everything from your breakfast diner to your steakhouse. We have restaurants, all of them have outdoor patios. We have Carly's right next to Christmas Circle that has more of that club vibe at night with live entertainment. They have a full service bar in there. We have the Red Ocotillo, which serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Great fish tacos there, by the way. We have a little bit of everything. We have the smaller restaurants that are just like little coffee shops, and some that just serve pizza. So we have a mix of everything. What's so wonderful about Borrego Springs that none of them are chain restaurants. They are all owner operated, all by locals. So when you come into town, we don't do the chain stuff here. We do locally owned and operated.
All right. And is there anything else you'd like our viewers to know?
So again, I want to let everyone know that it's so important when you're coming into Borrego Springs, whether you're coming down the mountainside or Salton Seaside, that you stop at the Borrego Springs Chamber of Commerce and Welcome Center and get all the information. We have information about resorts, dining, golf, hiking, bicycling, shopping, anything you can imagine. We have it all right here in the chamber. We have free maps to give you so you can navigate the area, maps of where the sculptures are. So make your trip easy and enjoyable. Stop here first or go to our website, which is borregosprings.chamber.com, or visit borrego.com. The Borrego Springs Chamber of Commerce also sponsors a certified farmers market, which runs the first Friday in November all the way to the first Friday in May. We are every Friday from 8 a.m. to noon right here at Christmas Circle. As you can see, we have beautiful fresh produce, we have seafood, we have kettle corn, fresh popped kettle corn, we have freshly made pastries, tamales, also jewelry, clothing, hummus. I mean, you name it, we have it here. We have a great certified farmers market, so we hope you join us one of the Fridays during the season, because frankly during the summer it's too hot and this beautiful produce wouldn't make it. So come on out to our Chamber Certified Farmers Market.
I'm Ron Bissinger. I actually don't live in Anza-Borrego. I live in Fallbrook. So I come over here several times a month and volunteer because they really do need our help. It's a fantastic place. Even though I'm fairly close to the ocean, to have a world-class desert like this in our backyard is unbelievable. And many reasons why you'd want to come out here, not the least of which is it's so close. Most people that I know of that live out in Fallbrook and such have never been here. And to me, it's such a waste because there's so much to see and do here. They really do need to come out here.
What would you recommend people who've never been here before, what should they see and do on their first trip? If they're a daytimer.
There's tons of stuff to do. The important thing is, this is a map of Anza-Borrego Desert.
I love the California desert. What to see out here, right? You come right in.
State Park. This is the largest state park in California. It's bigger than the state of Delaware, and it's right here in our backyard. You can do as much or as little as you want. You can come out here for the day, spend a couple hours, drive around. There's some really interesting steel sculptures that are near the downtown area. People walk around those, big dinosaurs, they're huge. And you know, if you got kids, you come out here, you can play around those things, they're wonderful. If you want to hike, there's tons of hikes here. We have over 500 miles of dirt roads. So if you want to hike, this is a hiker's paradise. One of the more popular hikes is very close here to the visitor center. It's called the Palm Canyon Trail. It takes you about an hour each way, and right now at this time of year, many people are going up there and they're reporting that they've seen bighorn sheep that have come down from the hills to drink the water. And you make that hike, you start with a very arid area, and within about 20 minutes you're up there and you're seeing running water, nice bubbling brooks, and beautiful palm groves. So that's a wonderful hike for families, for people who are able to get around very well. If you want to stay with your car, there's a ton of things that you can do. There's many different loop trails that you can take in your car, and you can stop at different points. In the visitor center, we can give you materials that show, okay, at this mile you stop, get out of your car, look around, this is what you're looking at. So you can do a lot of that and never really have to walk very far. So you've got everything here from multi-day backpacking trips that you can take to just driving through, spending an hour or two, grabbing a bite downtown, and then going on your way.
Can you say a little bit about all the different things for different people, like herpetologists, birders, geologists, pictographs, petroglyphs, anthropologists, archaeologists, all those
Sure.
things?
If it ends in ology, you'll find it here. That's the cool thing. One of the things from a geologic standpoint is this is one of the very few places in the world where you have a complete history of geology from millions of years ago, continuously built up in layers to get fossils and just see how the same creatures evolved without ever having to go to multiple places. This is a geologist's field day. We have materials in the visitor center to give you some additional information, but there's literally everything from volcanic to sedimentary to every kind of geologic outcropping and such that you can imagine here. The birders, this is a migratory center for migratory birds that come through here, and we're very close to the Salton Sea, which also is a migratory stopping point where the birds come and they can either spend the winter or they can refuel and continue on. So birders here are very active. There's a number of different groups here that go out every day and multiple times during the year to count birds and also monitor certain types of species. Speaking of animals, we're renowned for our borregos, which are sheep, bighorn sheep. which are an endangered species. They are coming back here, and they do propagate this time of year, which is the springtime. We have ewes, babies, moms and dads, and they're being spotted around the flowing water areas. If you like fossils, we have different exhibits in the visitor center with everything from mastodons to small fossils that you can actually see in the visitor center. It's from an archaeological standpoint. Many volunteers come out here and work with professional archaeologists doing site work and pulling out fossils and saving them and preserving them. So literally, the other thing which is wonderful here are our dark skies. This is a dark sky park. It's a certification that few places have. One of the things people come out here and they may not know it is when it gets dark, you can see the sky. You can see the Milky Way. You can see stars. So many of our visitors come out here, and for the first time they're seeing the Milky Way. And many of them say, well, there's clouds overhead. It's not a cloud, it's the Milky Way. And often here at the visitor center and at one of the campgrounds, we have evening astronomy programs that are put on by volunteers and other people with telescopes that you can actually view the sky as well during your visit. So literally everything you have here. The only thing we don't have is high surf. Unfortunately, you have to go to the beach for that. For the first time visitors, we actually have, most days we have guided ranger walks, talks, where you're guided around. It can be just a local area around the visitor center, which has a tremendous variety of native plants to look at and some birds and wildlife, to as guided or escorted short hikes that could be 1 or 2 miles long into the surrounding areas. So pretty much anything that you can do if you're mobile, we can find a way to do it. And frankly, the path along the visitor center here, which has a lot of the plants and a lot of the exhibits, it is ADA compliant. People can come through here with a wheelchair and enjoy the entire facility that's been built here.
Okay, so I'm Mike Mcelhatton, and I'm the Educational Program Director of Advent, and I've been here for 11 years. So we're an educational nonprofit organization, and in terms of programs, we have about 150 programs we do a year, and that includes hikes, four-wheel drive trips, trips to other places, and also lectures, where we have, like, pretty much every Friday and Saturday night during the desert season, we have lectures on really wide-ranging things that pertain to the natural environment and the desert.
Are there historical information classes such as bird sightings, geology, wildlife, photography?
All of those things, yeah.
How often do you offer those throughout the year?
Like I say, during the main part of the season, twice a week, like Friday and Saturday night, we have programs like that. We also have webinars. So, starting this year, all of our lectures are also webinars. One of the places I really like is South Palm Wash. It's near the calcite mine. It's about maybe a 20-minute drive from Borrego Springs, and that's in the Badlands part of the park. So there's very little vegetation, but it has really been sculpted, by water and erosion over the years. I really like that place. There's another place called Goleta Canyon that I like. It's very close to Borrego Springs, and the thing about that place is that it almost looks like a desert garden. There's rocks that are kind of reddish. They have this effect that happens to them over thousands of years, and they kind of have this reddish color to them, and a lot of cactus and ocotillo.
Is there anything else you'd like our viewers to know?
A lot of the people come to Borrego Springs for the flowers, and so, when we have flowers, that's the thing that really brings them in here. But like in my case, for example, I came to Borrego Springs, my wife and I, and then with our kids. We came to Borrego Springs like over 40 years. We came here during spring breaks and things like that, and throughout all of that time, we were never here when there was a big flower bloom. So there's a lot just in the desert itself beyond the flowers, and and every place looks different, And then even it looks different over time. So if you go to one place and you go back again, it's always seems a little bit different. And so there's really a lot of things here. The other thing that the desert does is it kind of strips away everything, and you just kind of have the essence of the land, you know. So you have, like if you're interested in geology and you're looking up in the northwest Oregon, Washington, it's all covered with trees, and you know you really can't see it. But here you see all of it. You know, if there's an earthquake fault, you can see where the earthquake fault is, and you can see where the rocks have broken up and things like that.
This is Kylie Dees with East County Magazine. I would like to give a special thank you to our interviewees, Francois Rhodes from the Anza-Borrego Chamber of Commerce, Ron Vissinger, a park ranger for the Desert State Park Visitor Center, and Mike Mcelhatton, who is the Educational Program Director of the Natural History Association. I would like to encourage everyone to go out and spend a day in Anza-Borrego and see all that this unique desert has to offer.